I'm just gonna make a phone call. Just gonna make a phone call. What was that metal album you and everyone loved that came out this year? Okay, thank you. I was like brain farting. I'm so glad you didn't leave to Puerto Rico yet. So
welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined as always by my festive and fun co-host Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello. Let's fucking go.
We're at the end of another year. To think that we've done 4 year-end episodes, it blows my little mind.
Insane. There's always a sense of dread and anxiety, but I'm so fucking excited.
Pumped, dude. This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time, except it's the end of another year. So that means we're going to give you we're going to do the thing everyone likes to do, our best albums of 2022. It's going to be a nice, fun, probably lengthy episode, and we have much to talk about. Well, we started covering more recent bands lately, but this is like our opportunity to really not talk about bands from the 70s only and whatever the hell else we cover on this pod.
And yeah, this is just strictly stuff we like. No bad vibes.
It's only things we like. And this is like the one episode a year where it's only we're just giving love. All right. We're just not that we're trying to spread hate, but
no.
we're being honest with our feelings. All right. Fuck you if you don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't mean that. I don't mean that at all. It's just I'm stressed out at the end of the year. But there's a lot of good stuff to talk about. And it's double interesting because this was tougher than most years.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you right now, 2022 ain't no 2021. That was one of the last year was such a rare, insane year for music.
That was so like the floodgates were open, and this one I feel like the quality was there. I just kind of had to like sort.
You had to search.
And then it came down to the 11th hour with some of these picks because I would start writing out my feelings, and I'm like, I clearly don't care about some albums.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to find something to fill that space, and I feel like I did that.
This came so close to the end that one of the albums on my list doesn't have notes because I changed it right before you got here.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, this really came down to it. And at the end of the day, it's just the ones that I liked the most, and maybe it seems like a lot of them seem like I wouldn't normally listen to that. Like that doesn't seem like really would be one of the best albums of the year, but I just liked it more than the other ones. I just simply liked it more. You
know what? We're not voting by committee here. This isn't like Rolling Stone or Revolver.
No, dude, we have integrity.
Or something where there's multiple people. So ultimately, yes, you have to go with what feels good. What is in your heart of the cards.
None of these picks are the right pick. It's just what I enjoyed. And there's other albums where I'm like, that probably deserves a spot. Don't like it as much as this other fucking random one.
Oh no, I know these are the right pick. These feel right.
Well, I mean like right as in what's popular and what would make sense as a best of. To put on a best of list, but we talked a whole bunch. So the before we get into our little format here, for those who don't know, we're gonna up out the gate. Each of us has an album of the year, one that's shined above the rest that we have to highlight. We talk about that, and then after that, we have 10, I believe,
or it would be 9.
Shit, I chose 10. I thought we were doing 10.
I could pick one on the fly.
On the fly?
So like 11.
Because I can knock off one. I'm fine knocking off
11 one. Total.
We're adding because we're loving in this episode. We're all love.
That makes sense. Okay, let's feels good.
Feels good. So that's what we have. What the fuck is it? We each choose our album of the year, and then we go through the rest of our 10 picks chronologically from when they came out.
Yes.
So this isn't ranked. We don't like ranking them because
that's complicated.
I mean, technically we are ranking the one we like the most, but the rest are all so fucking different from each other. It just feels a little dirty to rank those, and they're all like different in very unique ways, and I like them all. I mean, man, some I like more than others for sure.
Yes.
But some of them I would have to take my time and decide. So we're not ranking them, but
no. Let me get my honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Let's start with that.
I think it'll be shorter this year. Usually I go pretty long. First and foremost, Salt, or however they're spelled.
SAULT. Salt.
Those motherfuckers put out like a whole discography's worth of albums in one year. Like, it's insane. Like, that deserves its whole other podcast. I couldn't do that justice.
Yeah.
Here. And then there were some nice EPs, one of which I'm going to add on because of Mike. But like Kirk Hammett.
Kirk. Was
Kurt.
it Portals?
Yes.
Yeah, Kirk Hammett from Metallica, his solo EP.
Very good EP.
Oh, hold on. Let's take a second.
Very good.
I thought half of it was really good. I thought the other half was dog shit.
I liked it.
Sorry, I don't mean to spread hate. I'm sorry.
It was a short listen, went down good. And then Poppy. I love me some Poppy.
Fuck Poppy. I'm sorry. I'm so hateful today.
I didn't like her last album, but this EP, I liked it. And then like hip hop is back for me. I felt like last year was kind of a dry spell, but some good albums out this year by Kendrick Lamar, Little Sims, Bob Vylan, Denzel Curry, Pusha T. And,
I missed the Bob Vylan one. God damn it.
And Horror, where they replaced the R's with nines.
Horror. Yeah.
And then shout out to some of some other ones. Bjork, Mamaleek, which we covered, Trail of Dead, The Melvins, and Jack White. All very good.
Nice. Very good. For honorable mentions, of course, Trail of Dead. Check out that episode. It's Bleed Here Now. 11 Bleed Here Now.
There you go.
So that one, Boris, Heavy Rocks. Boris put out 3 records this year, 2 full lengths, 1 split EP with I'm forgetting the name of the other band. That's actually a cool little EP. One of the other album, W, I wasn't too big on that one, but Heavy Rocks, I listened to it like a lot of times. Other weird honorable mentions, stuff that you never see me ever listen to.
Yeah.
Sharon Van Etten.
I feel like you listen to her a lot.
No, I actually don't. I've heard maybe one other album.
I feel like she's come up a few times.
I think Marissa Nadler came up.
Okay.
And I'm not as big a fan of her, honestly. She has a new album that came out this year. I wasn't too big on it.
Okay.
But we've been going about this all wrong is Sharon's, and it's so goddamn depressing, and it's really good. It took a toll on my soul, and I didn't want to go back to it because it fucking upset me. But it's a good album. Another weird one, The Ruby Chord by Richard Dawson.
Who?
Folk musician,
okay,
folk guy, but like experimental folk, really cool stuff. One of the most annoying voices in all of music. So I know you've heard him before, and you know you don't like him.
Yeah.
But if you move past his voice, it is extremely creative, really inventive.
Might give it another try.
Interesting stuff. This album, however, the Ruby Chord, it's wild. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. The first track is a full album.
That sounds about right.
It's like 40 minutes. Yeah. And then the rest of it is a whole separate album. So it's basically, 2 albums. Those. And I'm going to try to squeeze one more in there, and that's Dream Widow. Mm-hmm. Foo Fighters' Dave Grohl does metal, but in a way that's different than Probot. Mm-hmm. So all good stuff, all worth checking out. But we have stuff that we enjoyed more. Or am I going first?
Yeah, I went first last year, I believe.
Is that? Oh, all right. All right then. Mike's album of the year 2022. This should be no surprise because we did an entire episode on it.
Oh, fuck.
Ants from Up There by Black Country New Road. Here we go.
This is like the best track on the album.
No, this is the intro. This is not the best track. It's the intro to
the whatever. It's one long song.
Chaos Space Marine. There's a bit of a gap in between, so it separates it, but I think they're both worth playing because this album is so fucking good. I love this album so much. Oh my god, I knew it would be hard to top, but the level at which it couldn't be topped isn't even close.
Yeah.
This dominated this year for me.
Hot damn.
Yeah. Here we go. There we go. Oh, it's so good. It's brilliant. It's so fucking crazy.
I will say, I feel like a weird a weird trend for this year is saxophones.
Yep. Wild saxes, yeah.
I have a little bit of a spoiler alert because no one's gonna like guess all my. There's so much saxophone in my picks.
Nice.
The New York state lines.
It's so theatrical and sparksy.
The sailor boys light up in song and they sing of London.
And I love the way his voice cracks like that. It feels so honest.
And no longer in the band.
No longer in the band because he's fucking nuts. I want him back. Please come back.
Space Marine, so what? I love you, darling. Will you take my metal hand? It's cold in time.
We won't play every intro song this long. Just our album here.
Mine might need this too.
Yeah.
So.
Could be keeping honest thoughts of the sea.
Glockenspiel is funny.
It is. Oh, so powerful.
Oh, this man knows these songs.
I love it, dude. I love that delayed crash. I love a good delayed crash.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, of course, I would listen to the whole album right now if I could. This thing stole it early on, and like I said, please check out the full episode that we did on this album. So I'm going to try not to rant too much here because we did already, or I did. The goal for this year was find something to top this album, and nothing even came close.
God damn.
It's just absolutely perfect. I didn't even take any notes on it because again, like
we've already talked about it.
There's not much more for me to say. It is fucking flawless. It is moving. It makes me emotional every time I hear it now. Way more than my first listen. My first listen was like, holy, this is intense. It kind of moved me quite a bit. And then after that, like the song Concord now makes me emotional when it didn't before. When I first few listens, I was like, this is a nice song. This is a good song. It has good buildup. Now I'm like, oh, that song fucks me up.
Yeah.
It is perfect. You have to hear it. And of course, the band isn't the same anymore. Singer and guitarist Isaac Wood is no longer with them. He quit like days before this album was released. And they said they were not going to perform any of the songs that he played on. So this album is just what it is. The album is just this, and that's it. And there's no more to it. And it's incredible. Please, everyone, listen to it. I mean, it's getting some good recognition, but
yeah, pretty much beloved.
Yeah, as it should be. I love every song.
Except by me, I think.
He doesn't love it. All right. He's out of his goddamn mind.
I don't hate it though, but yeah. I'm happy for people who like it.
It's so good. Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is the kind of album that I'm in awe of just because of the performances and how tight everybody is and how on the same page everybody is with music this complicated and with this wide variety of instruments. It seems impossible, and yet it's so tight. Like this album is recorded live. It's incredible. And then I've watched some live performances of these songs, and it sounds just as good. And it's mind-blowing. So good. They're so good. God damn, bunch of sexy teens in this band. I love it.
I forgot about that. They look like they're from a Nickelodeon show.
They do. But Mike's album of the year. It's the first time I'm not going to go on a 20-minute rant about it. Probably because it's not by Lingua Ignota. But
probably. And also this is the first time we've like talked about something at length.
Yeah. So check out that episode. There's way more in there. It's much longer, but listen to the album anyway. All right. Alex, what are we doing here?
My pick, no one's gonna see this coming. If you saw me picking this album, you're a fucking liar. I'm gonna go with Johan Johansson's Drone Mass.
What the This song is incredible though, but
I was
crank it a little bit.
I was floored by this album.
Holy shit.
Let me tell you what I did. I put this album on, it ended, I put it on again, it ended, then I just watched videos and read interviews about it.
Holy shit. This really moved you.
And nothing...
That's not what this is. How do you spell his name?
J-O...
I got it.
for those of you who don't know, he is a film composer who OD'd in 2018.
Yeah.
And he's mostly worked with Denis Villeneuve on films like The Arrival.
That's right.
And Sicario and Prisoners, and both the scores for The Arrival and Prisoners just wreck me.
Yeah.
And then
wait, we did it. Who was the other guy who worked on Arrival? I'm thinking of the one with Natalie Portman.
Oh yeah, that's something else. And yeah, I saw this album and I was like, didn't this guy pass away? How is this possible? What's going on? And this is a piece of music he's written and performed back in 2015. And it's not a score for any movie. It just exists as its own thing.
Although it could fit to some disturbing ass movie, that's for sure.
And oh man, the vocals on here are just like haunting and beautiful.
They literally call it a theater of voices.
The people recording this is the American Contemporary Music Ensemble. They performed and worked with Johann before he passed away and did this live with him. And I'm just like, I was so taken aback and surprised.
I didn't finish this whole album, which makes me sad now. I only heard like the first half or so. It is wild.
It's so beautiful and powerful. And then also I was thinking in terms of like, as far as an album goes, like I literally recommend listening to it front to back, like no skips, because
no skips.
It's this whole cinematic thing. One of the people who played or sang on it, I'm not sure what she did. They didn't say what she did. I like her description for his music, not just for this album, but kind of his scores in general. It's like a plane ride where like you take off nice and easy. There's a ton of turbulence, but then he's going to let you back down easy.
Ooh, a nice safe landing.
Yeah, it's just, man, like they performed it at the Egyptian Temple of Dendur in the New York Metropolitan Museum. And oh man, that must have been so fucking perfect.
Yeah.
This like heavily inspired by Egyptian culture, inspired by like what a drone is, you know. It's just, it's big, it's beautiful, it's chilling, it's epic, it's so many things. And it just like, I was like, this is music.
It 100%.
It conjured up all the emotions, and it's just beautiful. After that first track, I had it on my soundbar. I was like, no, I need to switch over to the headphones. I need to hear it in the 5.1 because, oh man, there's just like things I wouldn't expect to describe more like classical music. You know, there's like these walls of sounds. There's like these electronic buzzings throughout it, and you just end up with really powerful songs. Like the opener, Moral Vacuums, is a standout. And then Take the Night Air, just fuzzy, creepy stuff, beautiful vocals. This took me by surprise and was barely on my radar, but I mean, I listened to it twice in a row and I can't stop thinking about it.
That's what left field, dude. Left field pick.
Dude, yeah. So apologies to the album I had at number one until I heard this. And
you just gotta follow your heart, baby. Man. Yeah. I have to finish this. I was not in the right state. I mean, I was on board for a while, but I was in traffic. I was like, I can't focus.
I was worried. I was like, if Mike listens to this, there's a strong chance we would both
pick it. Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad you.
It wasn't gonna dethrone Black Country New Road, but it is. I regret not giving it. Huh?
I don't know. You love scores.
You know, you're right. I need to listen to the whole thing now.
Yeah. Truly, even if like scores aren't your bag, like this is, it's so unique to me, and what a nice gift to have from anytime someone creative passes away.
Yeah. He was a good film composer too.
He was a good composer, and listening to this like pisses me off a little bit that he didn't get a Dune, because that movie, I love that movie, but
I did too.
Hans Zimmer, no offense, I think if this guy did the Dune soundtrack, though, I think it would have just kick it up.
Aside from the grayness of the color of that movie, I did love it. It needed weirdness in the score. I needed something like that opening track. Honestly, it's like disturbing, but it's pretty, but it's just strange. And
I think because the Egyptian influences on here helps me be like, oh, they're both in the desert.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Oh man, what a wonderfully unexpected pick.
Yeah, that's. Probably, I don't know how many years we're going to do this, but that might be my wildest album of the year pick ever.
I certainly didn't call that one.
No one would.
I had no idea what you were going to pick. Honestly, I had no clue. But definitely wasn't expecting a straight up film score that's not tied to any movie.
Not a film, but I'll tell Mike and our listeners.
Your runner up,
my runner up when we get there.
I have a runner up as well.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Black Country New Road, it would have been that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. God damn. Delightful. I'm going to give this a real fair shot.
I really think you'll.
I did like what I heard.
Yes.
I did like what I heard. But
it is a beautiful album.
Hell yeah. Moving on.
What date did this come out?
First on my list, this came out April 29th.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little album called Keep This Be The Way by Helms, Alee.
Oh, yeah. This is also one of my picks, so we're saving some time here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This opener.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Oh, those drums.
Helms, Alee, they're the most underrated band working in heavy music.
Yep.
I think.
Agree. Or one of them at least, easily.
Their previous album, I included whatever year that came out.
God, this is... In terms of openers, this is the energy you want. It's pounding, building, like you're going to war.
It sounds great, too, start to finish. What I like about Helms is the way they keep figuring out how to do something different, because I've been listening to them for years now.
Yeah.
And it's not like the albums are like so drastically different that you're like, hold up, like what's going on? But like, they're so good at writing riffs too.
This is man, there's so many, like when I think of Helms Alee, I usually think of sludge with pretty female vocals.
Yes.
That's not exactly what this album is. For one, this isn't sludge.
Piano is,
Most of this album is just gorgeous with heavy.
Yes. I mean,
damn, I want to smash someone's head.
On some of their earlier stuff, you could even call like what they're doing, like rapping in terms of.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
It's still fucking rap. It's not like new metal rap, but
right. This album absolutely rips.
Fucking amazing opener. So many. The level of like bringing in like psychedelia too is just, man. Once How Party
Do You Hard?
I was like,
oh yeah.
I already knew, like, I could feel it on that opener that they were doing something different, but that song, this felt like new territory for them.
It's where it's, they are officially fucking around with some clean, some mellow, some subtlety. However,
like the opener's not a one-off. This is like the album.
The thing about How Party Do You Hard, as much as I like the song, and I do like it quite a bit, that bass line is just How to Disappear Completely by Radiohead.
I didn't even notice. When I was listening to it, I was like, why is this so familiar? Why do I know this? And then it finally clicked. I was like, oh, it's Radiohead. I was still a very different song, but those notes are very, very similar. They didn't rip them off. It's just a coincidence. But still, the amount of like really big, spacious, echoey guitars on this, it really takes it or distinguishes it from just another heavy album. Because there's plenty of heavy things that came with this. There's plenty of heavy things on my list, but this is like the prettiest, heaviest thing on my list for sure. I think like Tripping Up the Stairs is a good example. The opening, like one of the most extreme examples of like quiet, loud, quiet, or whatever order you want to go, and then it like twists it and turns it into like something sinister and nasty,
super evil.
And like, I don't want to call it the guitar solo because it's not like but he starts doing this, or I don't know who plays what in this band.
Nor do I.
But one of the members starts doing this like guitar riff in that. And
I'm assuming it's Ben Verlin.
Yeah. And then Diana and...
Or Dana and Hozoji, Hozoji.
We apologize.
Hozoji.
We love you though. And then Do Not Expose to the Burning Sun is.
So it's the lengthiest track here.
It's the most epic.
Oh, sure is.
Far.
It almost feels like it's like post-punk sludge with classic rock leads.
Kind of. And it fucking works. And then Mouth Thinker, the fucking riffs on that are just... It's
so off, but in a very good way. It's like a nauseous guitar line.
Fucking awesome.
But it also goes into this big, heavy, happy hum style indie.
Yes.
Where it's really big and themic, and it's like sad, and it's kind of happy, but it has this weirdness to it, this uneasiness to it. And I love the fucking drums in there. Great hi-hat work. The only song I don't like, and it's Big Louise.
Same.
Yeah, worst song on the album. Yeah.
It feels like a transitional piece. So maybe if it was like a little shorter.
It's not. Yeah. The transitional piece is like the middle half. That's a transitional piece for sure.
Yeah.
But like Big Louise, it's like, oh, we're going to fuck around with some synths. And I'm pretty sure it's Ben on vocals. Don't like him as much. He's fine, but it's kind of a shaky, weak voice.
I love all three of them when you get the 3-part harmonies.
They do sound very good.
Yeah, with all three of them.
They all kind of strengthen each other. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, Guts for Brains has this really dubby bass, really dubby bass.
Also, whenever an album ends and I'm like, that's it? How could you end the album? That's a plus for me.
It is a plus.
Yeah.
Every album on my list, aside from the, Black Country New Road, they don't even reach 40 minutes. Most of them are really short albums.
Yeah.
And this was one of them where it's like, it's succinct. It gets the point across. It tackles a whole new style while also innovating on what they originally did. It's a great album. I forgot how much I like this band.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right. What you got?
Because I added one on. It was one of Mike's honorable mentions, and it wasn't going to be on my list. But fuck it, I have the notes right here. Let's throw on Dream Widow, self-titled.
Ooh. Oh, Lord, what? We're good.
There we go. So yeah, this is probably mostly Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to figure out who plays on this. I think it's just mostly Dave Grohl.
I don't think it even has a wiki page.
Yeah, because there's someone else who sings on here. And maybe it's the singer from Pledge. Maybe it's someone he worked with on Probot. I don't know. But this is a fucking killer metal album. Like,
it is.
Never mind a good metal album for Foo Fighters. It's just a fucking awesome metal album. I was hoping Taylor Hawkins played on this, but
he didn't.
I think it's just all Dave Grohl.
Well, there's dental pedaling in here, so.
Oh, maybe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because first thing I thought was dental pedaling. Like, I can't be Dave. This is fucking rad.
Yeah.
Super rad.
Because, this came out the same day Taylor died, and that was like one of the saddest fucking days in rock music.
Yeah.
And I'm glad like the phylzzz were able to put out their own album, this, and a movie. Like, what an awful thing, but like he got to end with these like very creative projects at least.
Yeah.
And this is just fucking rad. Even when Dave Grohl is singing like Dave Grohl, it's still like, that's fucking, it's metal.
Yeah.
Encino, that opener rips.
Yep. Short track too, very short.
Yeah. March of the Insane is like probably a better Metallica song than anything Metallica's done in a while.
Dude, speaking of which, you hear that new single?
Whew.
Rough.
It's a different podcast, brother.
Oh boy. Hey, came out this year?
Yeah. The Sweet Abyss, ironically very sweet, clean vocals.
Coincidentally, yeah.
Yeah. Sandwiched between some nasty guitar.
Yeah.
Even a song like Angeled with Severed Wings feels the most like the Foo Fighters, but you're
you're
still like, that's metal. And then
it's metal, but like even in a project like this, sometimes Grohl can't hide his Foo Fighter progressions.
No.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, Becoming is just nasty, crunchy riffs. I think it's my favorite song on the EP. Ironically, this is an EP, but it's probably longer.
Is it an EP?
It's considered an EP.
It shouldn't be because it's fucking long. This is an album.
I
minutes,
think it's
right?
an album. I think it's an album.
What dipshit's calling this EP?
Obviously.
The final track is 10 minutes and there's 8 of them.
Dave Grohl's calling it an EP.
That moron, what does he know?
He knows
5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes,
No,
5
this
minutes,
is an
7
album.
minutes,
This
10
is
minutes.
an album. I'm adding it on, and it's a great listen. And I listened to it a lot because originally I thought Taylor had played on it. I don't know if he did or didn't, but
Yeah. Huh.
R.I.P. to that dude.
Yeah.
And will be missed.
Yeah. Wait, what day did this come out? What was
The
the date?
25th of March.
25th March. Okay. Well, solid pick. I need to hear it more, but I did like what I heard. But next pick is
Mike's gonna keep going forward. I'm gonna like linger in the past.
well, hold on, because this came out also April 29th, the same day as Helms Alee.
Oh, okay.
Came out the same day. And this one I added right before you got here.
Oh shit.
Because I'm such a fucking idiot. It didn't even occur to me. Like, wait a minute, that came out this year. Why don't I go back and just refresh myself? Because maybe it's that good.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid it is. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry, buddy. Tom Osmond, So Much for All in a Day's Work, made my list.
Shameless self-promotion.
I wish it were, because at least that'd be funnier. Our history guy, Tom Osmond, put out his debut album this year. And when it came out, I briefly talked about it on whatever pod it was. I was like, this is like way better than you'd think it would be from some guy who now works with us. And I enjoyed it a lot. And then again, it just didn't cross my mind until like earlier today. I was like, oh wait, that did come out this album. I wonder if I like it more than certain other albums on my list. So I went back and listened to it again. I was like, I think I do. I fucking think I do. And then right after I popped it on again. Like, yeah, I do. So first of all, it's a great album, but you have to listen to it I don't want to say the right way because it's a unique thing because half the songs are just really pretty, straightforward, acoustic guitar driven and vocals. Sometimes there's bass in there and synths and samples and whatnot. And they're like well written, like almost 90s indie feel to them. And I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. And it's well written stuff and I enjoyed it. And the other half are these story pieces. I don't know what you want to call them. It's spoken word stories over this kind of ambient repetitive thing. It's usually just some kind of riff played ad nauseum, and the music is super secondary. It's like a nice little thing, but the focal point is the story, and for those songs, you have to fucking set everything aside and listen to the stories, because the son of a bitch is a really good writer, and it's the only way I can describe the stories, they're like dreams. Mm-hmm. They feel like dreams. They're really obviously well constructed in like the prose of it, but the visuals, where it's like it's set in a reality. You can understand it as a reality. It's very visual. You can kind of really picture everything because of all the descriptive language, but it's bizarre and kind of abstract, and you feel like there's more to it, but there's no resolution. None of the stories have any kind of resolution. It feels like a dream where you just kind of wake up and like, what the fuck was that? And it's fascinating. And some of them are funny. Like there's a track called The Man, which is, it's seemingly pointless, but it is funny. And the best part about the story pieces, which I find myself enjoying almost kind of more than even the rest of them, is that when you think of spoken word story over music, I feel like the tendency is to think of something edgy and dramatic, or trying to be scary, or something on the take me serious side. Mm-hmm. But the music for these stories is never anything dramatic. It's never anything super dark. Some of it's kind of light. Some of it just feels almost psychedelic in a way where, because the music isn't taking itself super seriously and it's not super on the heavy side, you're able to appreciate these stories as individual pieces that don't take themselves seriously, that feel like dreams, that are really well written. And also the dude has a great voice. And it sounds like I'm just blowing my friend here, but it's not. Like you know how easy it would be to just not talk about it? He wasn't expecting me to fucking talk about it. I'm not trying to blow smoke. I hope he doesn't hear this, honestly.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
It's legitimately better than a lot of things on my list. I mean, it's a great fucking album. I plug it every episode. I plugged it every episode for almost the past year. And I think you should actually fucking for the love of Christ, listen to it. Listen to my AP2, son of a bitch. But listen to this.
Oh man.
God damn. I spent all that time gushing about the album. Didn't even put it on yet. So I'm going to finally put on track 2, because it's the first actual song. First one's like it's a story, but it's a short story, and it's actually a great intro to this one. So here we go. Oh, holy shit. Here we go. I do actually love the song quite a bit.
In Aberdeen, on a high-rise stairwell, looking for visions no more. Murph and I, like that, were side by side at the time, side by side.
Motherfucker knows how to record an album.
Oh, it's pretty.
When did you wake up on the other side of the moon?
Oh, I love this song.
I was only a child like you.
It does feel very 90s, doesn't it?
More than a child
it does,
like
yes.
you. When adolescence ran its course, there were some casualties, of course, a few like you and I.
Wonderfully written. Just endlessly interesting passages. Oh, I love it. Anyway, maybe I'm biased, or maybe I'm just being fucking honest, and it's actually a good album. So check it out.
Maybe a little from column B.
Maybe. But on to the next one, Alex.
My next pick came out March 25th. This is Soul Glow. We just talked about how to say it. I screwed it up.
Diaspora problems.
Diaspora problems.
Something like that.
It rules. I love how you get one riff here, then we're doing something different.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah. And then we're like doing something different, and then it like keeps changing pretty much up until the end.
It does. What doesn't change are those vocals.
No, obviously I love them. I've picked this band before with the EPs.
Yes, unhinged vocals. Unhinged and downright impressive vocals.
Sometimes they're like Tasmanian devil vocals.
Yep, they're absolutely Tasmanian devil vocals.
Yeah. I kind of just want to get to the main chorus because I wouldn't expect singing "Who Gonna Beat My Ass" to be like so fun. This guy's fucking raw.
It's just like pretty modern hip hop, but played brutally with punk instruments.
And yeah, it's not in like cringy like new metal way like I've talked about with them before. They know how to talently go between awesome punk rock and like awesome hip hop. Not even every song, but they do what they want and they do it well.
Wild band, some of the most insane and honestly exhausting vocals I've ever heard. The fact that I don't know how he does it. He's so fast. It's like he doesn't breathe.
I need to like make it a priority to see these dudes live to see how this is done live, because
it really seems like he's not stopping ever, and he's going and he's screaming.
Also, this was my album of the year for a long time.
Oh, so this was holding the
for
spot
a long time.
Oh shit!
And I feel kind of bad.
Johan dethroned him.
But man, every fucking Coming Correct is cheaper, just high energy, crunchy riffs. Thumbsucker, like one of the most fun like you could have for like a band like this. You get a song like Driponomics, which is this like grimy hip hop. I love the way it's placed because it's like pretty unrelenting up until that point. So like having this grimy hip hop song right there is just perfect. 5 years in my family, that's where he goes full Tasmanian devil, and I love it.
Oh man,
that's like the fastest he's ever gonna go. And then like John Jay's is like a powerful song. They have this quote at the end that I like, where someone says, "You got to take the energy and use it to do what they don't want you to do with it, which is to become a good person." And this, goddamn. And then the closer, spiritual level of gang shit. This like awesome, like more like mellow, kind of some dub stuff. Reminds me of Gym Class Heroes when they were good. So yeah, one of my favorite younger bands. I'm super stoked on that they just hit it out of the park with this album because I like their EPs.
Oh shit! I thought this came on Epitaph. I thought it came on Ipecac. I mixed them up. I mixed up the two labels. I think I always mix up those two labels.
They're kind of different.
Yeah, they're very. I think they're very, very different. It's just they both have 3 syllables. You know,
they're both run by musicians. So.
Who runs Epitaph?
Fuck, I haven't talked about Bad Religion in so long. It's one of the 3 guitar players in Bad Religion.
Just 3 guitar players in Bad.
Yes.
I won't say anything. It's a positive episode.
It's a positive episode, Mike.
Okay. So this next pick was an accident. I would have never listened to it. I would have never even thought to listen to it. On the surface, I'm like, it's just another one of those metal albums from the bands that I don't listen to. Who cares? Not interested. I'm sure it's fine. And then I decided to take a chance to listen to it anyway.
Okay.
And that made the goddamn list. I thought, I was like, that's a fluke. It's a fluke. It's not going to make the list. Let's do it again. I was like, let's make the list. And that is Firescorched by Sadist.
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
Almost made my list. I was impressed by what was going on.
I couldn't believe how good it was.
Because sometimes you're like, they're just doing, like, the weird stuff's just kind of peppered in. They can't maintain this the whole album. They do,
They sure do. This, I can't wait for this song to kick in.
I'm glad you, because I was kind of like, I kind of want someone to talk about.
Yeah. I wish I had long hair still. I'd be fucking doing that.
Also, I don't know much about Sadist.
Nor do I.
Oh,
I don't know damn near anything about them.
Okay, yeah. New to everything.
And then the choice to fucking slow it right back down is so bold out the gate. I love it.
Very talented songwriting.
Yep. Obviously, death metal vocals. If you don't like them, you're not going to like the vocals.
These are more like Sepultura.
They do sound more like Sepultura. Yeah. Or like Max Cavalera. And the bass is insane the whole way. I believe he's using a fretless.
For playing this like type of extreme metal, it's kind of rare they kill it front and center.
Very clearly. Oh shit! Yeah, and that, man. Of course, if you don't like death metal, you're probably not going to be too moved by that.
That's a fucking killer album, and I'm stoked you picked it.
I couldn't deny it. I tried to deny it.
Yeah.
Because the reason that this is an accident is because we just talked about his fucking album, our boy Tom Osman. What happened was on an episode, I forget which episode we were doing, I mentioned the band Sadist or Sadist.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how to pronounce it. It's Steve DiGiorgio from Death. It's his main band, like a death thrash band. Really crazy, really wild. And Steve DiGiorgio, obviously, he plays a lot of fretless basses. He's known for his bass work. Tom thought I said Sadist and said, "Oh, you should check out their new album. It's pretty good."
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know who this is. I didn't even, I was like, oh shit, I misheard you. And then I was like, fuck it, let's do it anyway.
Sure.
And it's that damn good. And the coincidence, the bass on here is fretless. So it's like a bunch of coincidences all in one.
Yeah.
And this album fucking rules. And
it is one of the most like fun metal releases this year.
Super fun. I've listened to a lot of metal albums that came out this year, a lot. And a lot of them do the thing that I can't stand, which is it ends up just feeling like the same type of song over and over again. Really morose and angry and dark, which is, metal. We all know what metal sounds like. But like in feel, whereas this, the way they fuck around on this one, it fucks around a lot.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of synth stuff. Some of it's kind of goofy, but it's,
it is.
Like I think the intro to Finger Food, it's like Halloween. It's haunted house silly synths.
Yeah.
But not only do the melodies kick ass, it feels refreshing after you're hearing this, this onslaught of death metal. Mm-hmm. And I have like a million timestamps for this album because every song does something crazy in the middle of it or at the end of it.
It really does.
Every song fucks, and they're like 4-minute songs. They're not like crazy, proggy long songs.
For a like a high concept metal album, these are relatively short songs.
Exactly. Nothing about this is what I would expect on the surface. So a band like Sadist, you see progressive death metal, and you expect plenty with that kind of label. But what I don't expect is to have my attention on just fully grabbed the entire way.
Yeah.
I never expect that from anything with the label progressive death metal. And some stuff like the intro to Three Mothers and the Old Devil Father, it sounds like it should be in Mortal Kombat 2. Like
that's a good comparison. This is Mortal Kombat, the metal album.
It's fantastic. And some parts are jump the shark a little bit with the spookiness, but it's always backed up by a insanely hard hitting, really obviously performed like a beast, and then legitimately incredible riffs. The riffs on this album, forget about it.
Riffs for days. Forget about it.
If you're a fan of death metal, is the fucking must for the year.
Let me say death metal had a bit of a resurgence this year. There was I feel bad. There was a band where I listened to the album and I was like, technically that's fucking amazing, but I can't do
Imperial Triumphant.
No.
That's how I feel about everything they do. I wish I loved it more. They're so incredible.
I was like, I can't do the vocals, but this is fucking like,
okay.
Oh man.
I mean, what turns you off turns you off. You ain't got no control over that.
I'm just gonna make a phone call. Just gonna make a fucking phone call.
Okay.
Yo, what was that fucking metal album you and everyone loved that came out this year? Lorna Shore, The Pain Remains. Okay, thank you. I was like brain farting. All right, thank you. I knew you would. I'm also glad you didn't leave to Puerto Rico yet. So, all right, awesome. Hell yeah. All right, thank you, dude. Lorna Shore, The Pain Remains.
I didn't know about this album. I didn't hear this.
If I could like do those vocals, it for sure would have made my list.
Damn it! I wish. I got to hear it now.
Sorry. I should have just sent it to you, but
you can't do them all. It's all right.
Technical wizardry on that one. If you're down for this death metal resurgence, that's worth checking out.
Hell yeah! All right, next on the list.
All right, my next pick, another album I can't pronounce. This is by Billy Woods. He came out with 2 albums this year, but I want to focus on Aethiopes.
Yeah. Hold on. Aethiopes.
I want to focus on that album.
Okay.
Let's go, Billy Woods.
Or Aethiopes.
I don't know how I stumbled across this album, but one of the songs came on randomly, and I thought it was like an older album. I was like, who the fuck is this dude?
Yeah.
And then to my surprise, I saw it was from an album from this year. I was like, fucking perfect.
Oh yeah.
The secretary, right eye and pinky. Evenings he take
this man
whiskey on the veranda. I wonder what he's thinking.
Is a wizard with lyrics like
coffee from the kitchen.
These samples are fucking wild.
The samples are wild. And that's why I want to focus on this one over his other one, Church, which is still wild.
Yeah.
It's still solid. It's still good. Like, check that out. But this one was mostly produced by DJ Preservation. And like, I've never heard of this dude. I've never heard of Billy Woods, but they're onto something, man. Like,
the dog looks up and whines. The hills are alive with landmines. I live in my mind, not sure what I'm looking for, but I'll know what I find.
So yeah,
that's such a cool sample. It's very, very dark,
and that's like the vibe throughout the album.
Yes.
I almost wanted to call him like, I was like, man, like Aesop Rock, MF Doom, and then I looked him up, and according to Wikipedia, this man has tons of albums out.
Really?
And I'm just hearing him for the first time.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to try to correct that and retroactively listen to some of his. So he's more like their peer who just hasn't been getting credit. But yeah, what else is fucking cool? The song Wharves, there's like percussion samples that are just so unique. Probably the closest thing to being normal on there. Doldrums, just jazzy, psychedelic, solid song. NY Next.
Oh yeah, 9X, something like that.
Interesting titles on here. Has this like start feel to it with like a harmonic in it. It's one of those things where I listen to it and I'm like, I can't imagine a lot of rappers want to be like, let me jump on that.
You could imagine, or you can't.
I can't.
You can't. Oh, okay.
Like only weirdos. Like,
it is a weird fucking album. The only thing that turned me off is his flow style. Where I mentioned in the past, where it's like, if the rhythm is floaty and not concrete, I drift off. Even though I do actually love like every sample on this thing. Yeah,
the samples are amazing from DJ Preservation. And yeah, I dig his flows. Last thing I'm going to highlight on here is Christine and Heavy Water, because it kind of feeds into each other. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone like sample like a quiet, like mellow guitar part, and it's kept me engaged in that. And then it like turns into Christine turns into Heavy Water.
Mm-hmm.
And then LP joins the party, and it's just a fucking dope song. Thankfully I heard this like earlier in the year, and just like I think there is something like for my albums of the year. I like being caught off guard. This caught me off guard, and just impressed with the rhymes and the samples. This unique stuff here. Truly.
Odd stuff. Very odd.
Like I said, if you like Aesop Rock or like MF Doom, check this guy out. Specifically this album, and Church is good too, but that's a little more straightforward.
Okay. It's some would say just even scary samples.
Yes.
Creepy samples.
Yes. It really like nails that like East Coast New York feel that I haven't really heard on a hip hop album in a while. Now everything's so insidious. Like if this didn't come out of New York, I would have been amazed.
Oh,
like
interesting.
If it was like West Coast, I would have been like, what?
Mm-hmm. On to the next. This came out July 15th. And I know this is on your list, baby. I know this is on your list. That is Hellfire by Black Midi.
Hell yeah. I wanted to say that when you picked.
There's always something on Twitch, hearing loss, ringing noise, new flesh, a new bumper, weight.
Your album of the year?
Black Country?
Yeah. It's funny how like I'm more of a Black Midi.
They both made it. Baby.
And even from
This,
there is nothing you will find.
What? I mean, if you haven't heard Black Midi before, you must be losing your fucking mind right now.
Always no such thing as luck. Only chance
pick their album every single time they put one out.
Yep,
from day one.
From day one, every one of their albums has made your list.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is no different.
Yep. Oh, what a fucking... He's not stopped once. He's still going.
I want him and the Soulcore singer on one track.
Yep. This band is so wacky.
I love them so much.
Yeah.
This
is a Roger Rabbit song. I mean, what else could it be?
This is like
forever, none were committed. Worse with every use, always chasing the first, always chasing the free, always chasing decency.
We got 10 seconds left. We're gonna do the whole thing.
Enough. Come in.
Enough.
Thank you. Leads beautifully into the following track, Sugar Zoo.
Oh man,
this album. So obviously you're a big Black Midi fan.
Yes.
Like we just said, every single one of their albums has made your year-end list, and none of them have made mine except for this one. I feel like this is their best album yet.
Because at first few listens, I was kind of like, is this more of the same? And then on repeated listens, I'm like, no.
It is more.
This, to me, is kind of like them doing a musical in a way.
It does have that theatricalness to it.
Yes.
But it's like I said, it feels more like a Roger Rabbit kind of thing where it's just zany and wacky and there's fucking slide whistles and shit.
I mean, they've always been zany and wacky.
They've always been zany and wacky, but at least before, they've always struck me as more noisy and crazy.
Yeah, there's a breeziness, and not breezy compared to normal music, but breeziness for Black Midi to this album that isn't on others. And like, yeah, some of like the harshness is missing. It's still zany. There's still wild time
very
signatures.
Wild. Yeah.
It's still unhinged, but it's more like
musical. It's more musical.
More theater.
It's way prettier too. There's so many more melodies to hold on to. Before they would kind of come and go, and it was mostly the dude just ranting like a pirate. But here, I don't know if I'm just crazy, but his accent even sounds different now.
Yeah.
Like before he sounded like a pirate man, and now he sounds like a Puerto Rican. I don't know. Like
sounded the same to me.
His accent feels Latin, even though
it's not,
dudes are super Cockney. I don't know what I know they're English.
Some form of yeah.
But it's odd. It's an odd accent, and you could just the way he pronounces words is unlike any language I've ever heard. And it's not even just his wacky maniacal ranting. Sometimes he'll get in there and just sing beautifully and quietly. And
he does that too.
He's a great actual singing voice. And then sometimes he'll just start making these weird sounds and like pretend. It's like very character driven almost.
That's where I get the like theatrical part from. Because when I saw them live, I was like, they can't do this live. There's no way.
And did they?
And they do.
Yeah, they do.
And it's so fucking good. There's such a energy to them live that I haven't experienced from a band in a while. And these lads are also my babies. My Soul Glow's like my North American babies.
Oh, and is your Europe?
My Europe. Babies. Yeah. The youth movement
it's doing all right.
Yeah.
I mean, songs like Sugar Zoo, dude, that main riff is just, man, it's just an arpeggio, but it's done super fast and super tight, and it's just
love it.
It's constant. They do it. It's like it feels like you're literally spiraling. That riff feels like you're spinning around, falling down a pit somewhere.
Also very similar on the track Welcome to Hell. You get that. And that is by far, well, to me, the most wacky, cartoony.
I mean, 3 minutes in, it goes just full hardcore punk.
Yeah.
Like the amount of things that, and then not to mention, what is it? Still, it goes full country with like pedal steels and everything.
But it's still black midi though. Like,
sure, of course it is.
Yeah,
it's still weird and it's still odd, but it's actually fucking beautiful. And then plus the build up on that song is beautiful, and the way it reins it in at the end is just gorgeous. This band is truly incredible.
And then the closer, 27 Questions is one of the most
incredible,
epic theater things ever. Like,
it is that song is fucking unbelievable. I mean, the range it has alone, but I'm remembering it in my head right now, and I'm getting goosebumps. It's such a goddamn good song.
It's good ass.
Fucking love that song.
It's good ass song.
What a wild fucking album. I feel like it's their best hit. These dudes are truly original. Truly original.
I don't know which one I like more, but yes, this is like another impressive outing from them, 3 in a row. So
yeah. All right, what you got next?
I'm gonna reel it in a little bit.
Okay, a little more normal.
Yeah. Gonna go for a little more normal pick, but also still kind of weird. I'm gonna go for The Smile, a light for attracting attention.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I did not like the previous Radiohead album.
Which one was that? This does feel very Radioheady.
I don't know why this album isn't a radio. So I didn't like a moon shape pool. For those who don't know, this is Tom York, Johnny Greenwood,
yeah,
and the drummer. Apologies.
No, it isn't. Yeah, it's
Tom Skinner.
There we go.
And it's still produced by Nigel
Godric. Yeah.
Like this is a fucking radio. I don't give a shit. It's
a Radiohead album that doesn't sound like what Radiohead does anymore. That's for sure. Like this does for sure, but later on, it sounds more like an early Radiohead. Honestly.
Yeah, this probably isn't even a standout track. I'm just playing it because it's the opener. Look towards the light. You could.
You want to jump around?
Oh no! I'm just saying.
Oh, you want to just start talking?
Yeah.
There is more that this album offers than that for sure.
Yeah, I guess I should just play it. Where this album gets me is songs like the next track, the opposite, where it's
aptly titled,
a little more high energy. they got some like Latin beats going sometimes. Maybe not on this song, but
I don't care much for that drum production though. It's a little fat. Flat.
I wish it had some more punch for sure.
Yeah, some more space. But that's just preference.
But yeah, you don't really get the like that guitar riff is just
it's a great riff.
So fucking unique, and it continues throughout the album. So yeah, this is the track where I didn't really care for the opener, but this one I was like, now you have my interest.
Right. Yeah, that is a cool song.
So yeah, I was just surprised how much I liked it, and it doesn't feel like a side project, like I said.
No, it certainly doesn't. It didn't feel like Radiohead to me, aside from Tom York, I guess.
I mean, Radiohead could. I feel like Radiohead's one of those bands where they shouldn't have rules, but there are rules. So.
I think the rules are self-imposed, where they just sound like what they are. But even though this is literally the same writers for Radiohead, it does feel different enough to me.
It does. And then, you got songs like Panavision where it starts off creepy, but then it's oddly uplifting. There's some like beautiful string production throughout this thing too, which I think is also kind of lost in some newer Radiohead. It's more like minimal and electronic what they've been doing, but this is like
there's a big giant string section on this. London Contemporary Orchestra's on here.
I didn't even know that till right now. You got a whole ass orchestra on here, and they make very good use of it. The smoke is like funky bass, funky drums, good stuff. I do think though, Open the Floodgates and Free in the Knowledge are snoozers.
Fair enough. It's not exactly a short album.
No. But like Hairdryer and Waving a White Flag and The Closer all fucking do it for me. I'm like, it's good to be back, boys, because like I didn't care for that last Radiohead album. So for me, I feel like it's been a while.
All right.
So this is very much a comfort food pick for me.
There is something very comforting about Radiohead, no matter who you are. I don't care if you're a hater. Everyone likes something about Radiohead. I feel like if you don't, you're probably hiding some bodies. Even if you're not a fan of the band, there's something about them that's comfortable and familiar and kind of nice.
Yes. And so, yeah, this is just it. I didn't even know it came out, found out last
minute. Yeah.
Last minute.
A lot of things happen last minute. And that's one thing that I didn't mention up top, but it's like we can only listen to so many albums for sure, but choosing which ones that we can listen to within our limited time is also like, I don't even know where, like almost I would say every one of my picks was someone saying, here, check this out. You might like this. Because I can only scour so many albums that seem like I would be interested or that I've heard of or that are associated with something that I'm familiar with or in the ballpark of a genre I like. Or it's just too many and there's no direction.
I still have albums I want to listen to.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect by any means, but it's as perfect as I'm gonna get.
Indeed, especially with what time we had, and I think these are pretty solid picks, all things considered.
So far,
hell yeah! And with that, this next album would have been album of the year if it weren't for.
Okay, this is your runner-up.
This is my runner-up, and that is no question, baby, no question at all. God's Country by Chat Pile.
Oh shit!
Here we go.
Boy, this album takes it out of you. Oh, I'm so excited.
Much like Sadist, I'm super happy you picked this.
Heaviest thing on my list. Oh, it's too goddamn good. The pain in these songs. Oh, I feel it, dude.
In the eyes of God, always watching.
parlance.
It's much like Billy Woods. I was surprised to see how active this band is.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about him. All right, so it's the rest of the album is as brutal
as that. And again, if it were not for me following Lingua Ignota on Instagram, I would not know this band exists because they're opening for her on her most recent tour, I believe. Technically, her final tour is Lingua.
I heard of them before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. As long as
we found them.
Yes, that's all that matters.
And I figured, like, oh, there's probably like another heavy band, something kind of associated. I'm sure it'll be cool. I didn't expect to like love this.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I love it is because I'm a fucked up, sick human being, and this is the most disturbing album on my list. It's neck and neck with one other, but this I think it takes it for the most disturbing.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up album.
I like knew in my soul you were gonna pick this one.
Yeah. It's impossible. This is so much about this is it's just me.
Yeah.
The pain. It's so fucked up. It's so heavy. That bass. Not only is it super duper low and detuned, but it's produced perfectly. It's punchy and thick without it sounding floppy. Even when something's super detuned, it ends up sounding like it's just like about to fall off the instrument. It just feels, it's all contained, even though it's a very unhinged type thing. And the vocals are completely maniacal. The dude is just screaming and losing his fucking mind, saying really like primal, primitive, simple lyrics. Like the song Why is a very like primitive take on homelessness. It's a very base layer, like, just emotional take on it. It's not like it's not a thought out, thorough analysis of homelessness. It's just why, but you feel it. You feel the fucking anguish, and not to mention killer fucking riffs throughout the whole thing. Underneath all this pain and anguish, really good riffs. Tons and unsurprisingly tons of Jesus Lizard and David Yao influence.
Not surprised,
especially like on Pamela, which is it has like a nice touch of goth, but even more morose, more brutal, like a more fucked up Jesus Lizard. And then Wicked Puppet Dance is another very Jesus Lizardy sounding one where it sounds like Jesus Lizard pumped through a gigantic reverby hallway because it's everything here is just humongous, echoey, bleeding in with every instrument bleeds in with each other, but the rhythm section is always crystal clear and
so important in bands like this.
Oh, it holds it all together.
Yeah.
And man, that guitar tone is just so sinister. It's so sharp. It's a very sharp, cold tone that cuts through everything like a Dwayne Dennison does, where it's just these pristine high notes just cut through everything, and they are so dark. The only low point is the track I Don't Care If I Burn, which is like an experimental a cappella transition type thing. It's like a murder poem kind of thing, but it's 3 minutes, and it feels like a lot for what it is. And then was it Grimace _ smoking _ weed.jpg is the greatest
song titles of the year for sure.
Yeah, it has to be the best song title of the year. A 9-minute fucking epic that absolutely rules. Demented. It gets really disturbing as it goes on. This album is something special.
Yeah, I'm really glad you picked it because I heard it and I was like, I can't efficiently put words to this in the amount of time that we have.
Yeah.
But I know Mike will. I know it in my soul.
Oh, this is the album for me, baby. This is and I don't know if I don't know if I forgot to mention, but this came out July 29th. Maybe I mentioned it at the time.
I think it would this kind of been loosey-goosey with the release. Just trust us, they're kind of in order.
Yeah, they're mostly in order. Yeah. But a band just keep your eye on and to please check out if you like brutal music.
It feels weird saying that about a band that like same with Billy Woods. It feels weird saying that about people who have like you're like that's a full discography.
It is a full yeah. But goddamn it, they're out trucking, man. They're still doing it.
Getting their dues.
Hell yeah. Hopefully anyway. But check it out, please and thank you. All right, what do we got next?
All right, this going wild pick here. Totally fucking different. This is a band called The Comet is Coming, and the album is Hyperdimensional Expansion Beam.
I have no idea what this is.
You and our listeners are in for a...
Oh, okay.
Well, listeners who haven't heard of this band, just brace yourselves.
Oh, boy.
I'll pull up some information about this band as this song is setting itself up.
Okay.
So they're from England, and they're led by Shabaka Hutchings, and he's the saxophonist.
Okay.
He has other bands, Sons of Comet and Shabaka and the Ancestors, who I'm
those saxes.
Who I'm gonna check out because I love this. Sneak dance music.
It's dancey, but it's not traditionally dancey.
No.
Very Middle Eastern.
He's so good.
That's a good fucking line. That's a good sax line.
I don't like saxophone, or usually it's there to like amplify, where I'm like saxophone's the hook.
Saxophone can be, any instrument can be great with the right people.
And he's great. Should turn it up a little, but this is just so weird.
It is
delightful.
I'll tell you, I don't hate it.
Hell yeah. I'm glad you don't hate it, because I'm like, Mike could maybe go either way on this. And yeah.
Explain more. What the hell is this?
Yeah. So like I said, they're from London, and they have a few albums out. And I retroactively heard one of their albums after, I forget what year it came out, but I heard it after I made my list. I was like, God damn it. And then I saw this and I was like, yes, this is good shit. It's so unique. It's so weird. No one sounds like this.
No, not that I've heard.
So yeah, obviously draws inspiration from sci-fi, B movies and Sun Ra.
Yeah, it's Sun Ra.
The story behind this is crazy. They actually recorded it in 4 days, but the files they got were incomplete. So the guy in charge of electronics, who's called Danalog, I won't call him by his real name, and the drummer Betamax had to like sample and rework the songs over a few months, and you just get this fucking beautifully unique album. The next track, Technicolor, is a little more groovy, dare I say. And then like the most epic part of this album to me is there's these 3 songs in a row, starting with Angel of Darkness, where you get a more like traditional jazz opening, but it's this goes into these like creepy synths and these awesome drum beats. It's very hypnotic. It's very fuzzy. All things I wouldn't expect to say describing an electronic band with a saxophonist in it. And then after that is Aftermath. No, and that's just like full on like John Carpenter synth shit. And they had the nerve to put a pan flute in it.
Ooh, bold move, dude.
And it works.
Ooh, it really
fucking works. They're making bold choices and hitting it out of the park.
I'm afraid to see what they dress like.
I don't. I'm going to say normal.
I'm going to say not even close to normal. I'm going to say frilly, floaty clothing with sandals.
And then you got Atomic Wave Dance, and it's this nice, because those are both very like moody, dark songs. So Atomic Wave Dance, it's nice to like lift you back up, and you get something more dancey, much like the opener that I played.
What's the name of the band again?
They are called The Comet is Coming. Cool name.
Comet is Coming.
Cool fucking band. And yeah, I'm going to check out this guy's other projects because I'm just so enamored by this concept and these ideas they're throwing out.
Wild stuff, man. Eclectic lists.
Hell yeah, this list fucks
for sure. And this one,
and also it's gonna get weirder. It's gonna get weirder.
Is it?
I got 3 picks left. It's gonna get weirder.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
This one, thankfully, don't have to talk about it very long because we did a whole episode on it. That is Diner Coffee by Mamaleek.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I almost felt bad leaving this off.
Yeah, too good. Black metal jazz, dude. Even though it doesn't sound like either one of those.
That riff is so good.
Unbelievable.
If I could just do a top 25.
Yeah. Such an original riff. What an unbelievably original riff.
So won't talk too much because, like I said, we did a whole episode on it. Check out that episode. There's probably a link in the description for it. Mamaleek, as we talked about on that episode, 2 anonymous brothers from San Francisco or Beirut or both or something.
Who knows?
Who knows? They have a bunch of albums. They are traditionally a black metal band, except this album, which is bizarre.
I skimmed over 2 albums to make sure this wasn't just their thing. And yeah, those 2 albums sound nothing like this.
This one is jazzy as all hell. It's like black metal jazz, except it's really not even either one of those things.
But like mellow jazz, not like
cool jazz. Like,
not like the free jazz.
No, nothing. Yeah, not like free jazz. Not even like fusion, that type of stuff. There's no like crazy improvisation here or anything like that. It's more like noisy experimental than it is even black metal or jazz.
Mm-hmm.
But it's wholly original. It's a bizarre album. It's got some of the most beautiful passages with some of the weirdest shit. It's got murdery synth buildup or murdery like bass, heartbeat bass buildup stuff. It's got some of the most ugly off rhythm strangeness, but the parts where they come together and they make this it feels jazzy. Sometimes it's bluesy. It's stuff that I normally wouldn't even bat an eye at, but done in a completely fresh way. That's also very, very harsh and very heavy, which is, I guess, the way to my soul. But it's a fucking weird album. And it's one of the most interesting. I think out of everything here, I listened to this one the most, along with Black Country New Road. I just kept going back to it. Just some of these melodies are like I said in the episode, they feel nostalgic, even though I also don't feel like I've heard them before. It feels noiry. It feels it feels old. It feels detective-y, but it's just so fucking growly. A lot of Jesus Lizard, more David Yow type howls and death metal growls. Strange and beautiful album.
So good.
So damn good. Check out the episode. Check out the album. All right.
I mean,
also it came out September 30th. I should probably remember to do the fucking dates.
If we're doing dates, let me set this up then. Wild pick for me and listeners of this podcast, but probably normal for most people. This came out September 30th. This is
same day.
The End So Far by Slipknot.
Dude, that's fucking good.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They got Slipknot songs on here, but I love the more like dark, moody, slower Slipknot. And you get that a decent amount on here. I think it's weird saying this about one of the biggest metal bands ever because, you know, I feel like Knotfest has replaced Ozfest in a way, and they're gigantic. They're huge. But I think because of the new metal stuff and like because the mass stuff, people are quick to write these, like purists are quick to write these guys off. When they're some of the most talented songwriters ever. I was a little worried once, this is so bad. Once Joey Jordison left the band, because I think he's a very strong writer, and also RIP to that dude. But like they've managed to like hold together after original members leaving, and this is going to be their last album ever on Roadrunner Records, which is fucking insane.
Why?
They've been signed to Roadrunner since the beginning, pretty much. And the deal is
the deal ends.
Yeah.
How many for what was a 30-year deal? Holy shit.
It must have been a really long time. So, and then like I feel like they're always on the verge of breaking up too. So that's like the title plays the end. So and also kudos for them for never saying it. Like they know they're probably going to get like,
their time is, clock is ticking.
No, I meant like, they're always on the verge of breaking up.
Yeah,
they have been for a while, but they never actually say like we're breaking up. They never say it,
because once you say that once and don't break up, then nobody believes you anymore.
We've seen too many Kiss farewell tours.
Oh, God willing, for one of those will stick.
So yeah, I think this continues them being consistently strong songwriters, bringing something new, because compared to like Lamb of God, I was pretty disappointed with the Lamb of God release this year.
Ah, really?
Because to me, I'm like, I know what Lamb of God's doing. I also know what Slipknot's doing, but they give me something like Adderall, where it's this like fucking floored. I wasn't expecting that.
Nor was I, dude.
Yeah.
Like, especially a guy who's never heard a single full album of theirs. Also, which one should I start with, honestly?
Volume 3.
Okay, there we go. A nice cut, dry answer. All right.
Volume 3, and then so yeah, you got standard Slipknot stuff like the Dying song, with the big sing-along parts. Chapel Rig is this extra
Chapeltown.
Chapeltown Rig. Extra heavy. Standout track for me is something like Yen, where it's more melancholy. Of course they have a fucking DJ in the band, and like the DJ scratches shouldn't fucking work in that song, but they do.
Shit.
They fucking do. Hive Mind is just a ripper. Medicine for the Dead, you kind of get like a retro sci-fi opening with like Mastodon like riffs, which I wasn't expecting like at all. Acidics is like all over the place, and then Desaad is just like great balancing act where it kind of feels like it's just summarizing everything good that this album does. And Finale is a great closer. So
I wish that was pronounced Deschade.
Deschade would be a lot cooler. Shout out to Sade. So yeah, Slipknot gets a lot of crap, and I don't understand why. Purists, get over your fucking self. These dudes, just alone for putting on Knotfest, have probably fed more metal musicians.
That's fair.
Than a lot of people have. And yeah, I think they're underrated songwriters.
All right, look at that. Going to bat for Slipknot. Going hard to bat.
It's a weird fucking year when Slipknot has made my top 10 list and the Mars Volta didn't even get honorable mentions.
Because that album stinks, right? Check out that episode. Told you it stunk. It's no good. It's no good, dude.
It's an okay album.
Well, this one also came out September 30th. That's the third album in a row that came out September 30th.
When I was making my list, I noticed a lot of albums
dropped on the same day.
Yeah.
So this one also September 30th. It was on your honorable mentions. Fossora by Bjork.
Hell yeah. Thank you for picking that one too.
Of all this is the weirdest album on my list.
Yes, this was
This song is hard to defend.
For me, as a Bjork fan, it's Bjork.
I like it a lot, but it's so insane. I love her fucking language.
This was like up there with Chat Pile, where I'm like, there's a lot going on and I can't
digest all of it. Just not, there's a lot.
Yeah.
This album is wacky.
Like, I like my picks, but we are like Voltron, where I just feel better about our picks together.
Yeah, for sure. So it doesn't get any easier to digest
as that song goes on, but other songs are. Also, I forgot this album was so long. It's like 54 minutes. This is. I've heard a lot of Bjork albums. I haven't heard them all, but I haven't heard the last few that she put out.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't exactly like super jazzed to go into this one. And then within mere moments, I knew this was going to be a fucked up album.
Damn, you knew that. Like, yeah.
That alone is one of the most abrasive openers I've ever heard. I mean, you get reggaeton ass herky jerky drums with clarinets everywhere, hitting wrong notes all over the place with no discernible rhythm or rhyme, and then she's just singing on top of it.
Yeah,
it's just like just all piled together, and it's just weird. So I was like, okay, this is certainly crazy. I enjoy it, but I can't like at all recommend it to anybody. It's just strange. And then some of this other shit on here, like the follow-up track, Ovule, is just, it's bizarre for sure, but it's beautiful. And that song, along with many songs on here, the instruments are mostly, or not mostly, but a good chunk of the instruments are just sampled voices.
Yeah.
Sampled voices with insanely complex melodies.
Which is a concept she's been playing with for a while.
So complicated.
Yeah.
What it feels like in many instances, very Beef Hardian, where it's like, she's got to be playing these fucking things at random, right? And I highly doubt that, but it can give you that impression.
I feel like for the past 10 years, she's been like trying to like not reinvent herself, but reinvent music. And her albums for the past 10 years have all been like growers on me, where I'm like, I just need to consume them over and over again to like really nail what I like about them.
Yeah, I think what did it for me, or what made me actually love this album, is, for one, the clarinet's pretty rad.
There you go.
They feel great. I love clarinet. I've mentioned in the past how much I love clarinet more than saxophone. It just feels better to my soul. But there's some stuff like what is it? Mycelia. It's made up entirely of those vocal samples, but it's so odd and pretty. It sounds like it could be in a Zelda game.
Yeah. Bjork is a Zelda character.
Basically, she dresses like one. And most of the stuff here that's like plenty of abrasiveness, there's plenty of strangeness, and it's like, that's really weird and kind of hard to understand. But within that, or surrounding that, there is just so much whimsical beauty. There's so much whimsy on this fucking thing. You start hearing some flutes and some, like, a lot of really well done flutes, and it starts becoming this very visual album with some of these songs. The title track is another one with is one of the more whimsical things for me. Odd, but it does get a little aggressive on there. There's not a whole lot of super aggressive parts on the album, but moments here and there. And then, man, like, what was it? Was it Victimhood? Is a total highlight. It's the beefiest song on the album. It's like 7 minutes. It's dark. It's noir-y. It's very brooding and pretty all at once. It's like, it sounds like nonsense on the surface, but it is actually insanely complex. It's really constructed. It makes me feel things. Like, this album it bums me out. It makes me feel all kinds of things, and I can't even pinpoint it as sad. It's just like, it's just a lot.
That makes me happy that this woman has a gigantic discography now.
Yeah.
and she can still do that to people.
Still do, I mean, bizarre and completely unheard of things. I've never heard anything like this.
She is truly a gem. Like, there will never be anyone like Bjork.
Yeah.
And it's just, she's somehow becomes more Bjork with every passing day.
She's getting Bjorker as the years go.
As we speak, she's only growing in power.
Oh man, hide your swans. But the closer, Her Mother's House, is, I think, probably the best vocal performance on the album. Obviously, she's always good, but that one, man, it's just heartbreaking. It's so pretty and it's so melancholy and it's just strange. It's an exhausting album. I'm not going to pretend this is not like going to fuck you up a little bit. It's a lot to process. But then there's some moments like Free Fall, which is probably my favorite song on the album, where like in the final third, it just takes a turn for the Danny Elfman. It just becomes super and it's fucking awesome. And I wish it was longer. This one will keep you on your toes. It's a
hell yeah.
Who boy.
Hell yeah.
But we got 2 more left, right?
For me, yeah. My next pick came out December 28th, and it's more supergroup comfort food for me. This is Dead Cross 2.
It's on my list too, baby.
Hell yeah. Whittle this down.
You sure? Yep. Actually, I had 3 left on mine, so you just evened it out.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
This, I think I was just kind of expecting thrash music.
Yeah.
Especially after the last Mr. Bongo album.
Or the first Dead Cross album.
Or, yeah, just based on that. But, like, God damn, there's, like, shit like this. Like, thrash bands don't really do shit like this.
This doesn't feel like a thrash album at all.
It does and it does.
In moments for sure. But this, no. This, certainly not.
I mean, super, like, you got Titans in here, you got Mike Patton, you got Dave Lombardo, you got Justin Pearson.
I mean, in terms of openers, this is a wild choice. Like, look at this whole section.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing to open the album with.
And then, I don't know what Michael Crane is in, but I'm assuming he has other bands. I read a brief interview with Michael Crane to, like, kind of dive into this. And I don't know, maybe he was driving the more creative output on this one compared to the previous album. Oh yeah, let's hear that.
We've heard Mike Patton. Mike Patton does the shit out of this album. He, love him or hate him, he is himself here. And go ahead.
Oh yeah. So guitar player Michael Crane had a diagnosis with advanced cancer.
Oh shit.
Did the whole radiation, chemotherapy. Even he got to a point where he was like, I'm not gonna make it.
Oh wow.
Thankfully his cancer is in remission now, and I think that kind of like he's like, I can't die. I have so many, like, I want to play music with my fucking friends.
Oh shit.
And I think that, like, fuck yeah, I'm living, I want to do cool shit with my friends, like, comes through on his playing. I love the, like, peppering of, like, surfer riffs throughout the album.
Mm-hmm.
And the, like, and he even said, like, the blatant, like, East Bay Ray
guitar tones. Yep.
And it's just because it's cool, because it's so, I think because it's so iconic with the Dead Kennedys, people are like, I don't want to touch it because
it's like my favorite guitar sound probably ever.
But it feels like theft, but they do it in a way where it's not.
Yeah, the songs don't sound anything close to Dead Kennedys.
Not at all.
Check out that episode, by the way. But very good album. And the guitar lines are really, really the winner here for me. Like out of everything, it's these goddamn guitar lines. East Bay Ray as they may be, they are evil as shit. They cut through. They are menacing as all hell.
Yeah, Michael Crane. Bless your soul. Most Dead Kennedys like song "Strong and Wrong." That's a standout for me.
That one also gets super metal. There's there's plenty of a blending of like hardcore punk and metal here, but when it goes more on the metal side, it's like, yeah, I know Dave Lombardo is here, but that's very Slayery. Was it Christian Missile Crisis? It's just a Slayer song.
That's a straight up thrash.
But it's like Slayer thrash. Like, it's not just standard thrash. It's like specifically that type of riff. Mm-hmm. The same thing with Reign of Error. It's like if Slayer went fully unhinged.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm drawn to the other tracks. Like I feel like those two are to like bring in people who like
metal fans.
Yeah, who maybe like Slayer and they listen to those and then
I could see that.
Yeah, but like it's really not even that silly, which is easy for Mike Patton to do. The only silly thing you get is Nightclub Canary.
Yeah, it's my least favorite song for sure. It's not even that. It's not even bad. It's just I found it to be the least memorable.
And then, what a closer with Imposter Syndrome. Like
most fucked up song on the album.
I love it.
It's the most Patton-y too.
It's great. It's just a short, quick album. After the last Dead Cross album, I was lukewarm on the first Dead Cross. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't I'm dying for a second one, but this one is just like,
it's bigger and better in every way.
I love the willing to experiment and doing things in thrash music that, you're not supposed to do.
It feels way harsher than any in thrash I've heard, including Slayer. And but back to Christian Missile Crisis for a second. One thing that stuck out a lot is those guitar harmonics sound just like Chrome. Mm-hmm. And when you're channeling Chrome on an album like this, that is a wild, maybe it wasn't on purpose, but it sounds just like the guitar tone on Blood on the Moon, which is a fantastic Chrome album. It's like space psychedelic rock. I don't even know if you haven't heard of Chrome,
I have not. I'm going to listen to it.
They are a good band. I don't know. they're their own thing. And guitarist Helios Creed, who has the best fucking name in all of fake names, in my opinion. He has a very lengthy solo career. But his guitar tone and stuff, where it's really wiggly. There's a lot of tremolo on it, but it's really ringy and it spacey, literally from outer spacey. But anyway, good fucking album. Harsh as shit. I've said in the past, it's a bit controversial. I'm not a huge fan of Mike Patton's yells, even though he is one of my favorite singers of all time. Mm-hmm. I love his singing voice way more than his yells. I don't mind his screeches so much and his other weird stuff that he does. So I don't love everything he does on here, but some of the moments where he loses it and goes nuts are very delightful.
Good Patton stuff. Yeah. And now I'm super excited for 3. I can't wait to see what they do next as opposed to, it's just another Mike Patton side project. Yeah,
that's
really elevated themselves here.
I think they've stepped out of, it's another Patton band with this album.
They're their own thing now.
Good, because that happened too much, I feel like. Or a lot of good albums just kind of got lost. I think this came out October 28th, not December 28th.
Sorry, I'm not good with numbers.
You're all good. Yeah. But this one, I say that only because my next pick came on October 1st, and that baby, I forgot to pull it up. It's okay. I have it right here. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's right here. This is, I'm excited about this one. Cancel Culture Club by Mr. Flies.
You put it on your list, but I did not get around to it.
It's good. It's 20 minutes long. That's loud. It's 20 minutes long. It's so good. You'll like it.
In and out.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Sounds pretty rad so far.
Yeah. This is like a play on Sgt. Pepper's. This song.
So abrasive.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This band is wild. It's really hard to find any info on this fucking band.
I do know they opened up for the Melvins.
Well, Buzzo is on this album.
Did his wife Mackie do the album art? It kind of looks like her.
I don't know. I'm trying to find their Bandcamp if they even have one. It's so hard to find it.
No, they're old school. They got a website.
But no one's covered this. It's not even like on Wikipedia at all. A goddamn travesty because actually it's like maybe my favorite album cover of the year. It's a very cool cover.
It does look like a Mackie Osborne piece. I could be wrong.
Maybe. But yeah, Buzzo and Kevin Romanis is on a track here. They're on Mr. Entertainer. This album absolutely rips. It is frantic. It is heavy. It is crazy. Much like many other things on my list, but it's also super funny. It's very aware of itself. It's in and out. I mean, it's really short. It's really in and out. And like when you do a thing like super crazy, super abrasive, wild, I mean, that can only go on for so long, that kind of style without like, all right, it's just another crazy thing. It actually has depth. There's actual depth here. Like I said, Mr. Entertainer, which has Buzzo and Kevin on there, as well as Hayes 21, who I don't know who that is. Maybe it's a pseudonym for fucking what's his name? Rob Hazelmeyer from AMRAP, because it was released on AMRAP.
Yeah, I know Hayes 21 has also done, I think, artwork.
It's Tom Hazelmeyer.
There you go.
What did I say? His name was Dom. I don't know what the fuck
I don't know
name
what you said.
Tom Hazelmeyer of Halo of Flies, and he's also the main head for AMRAP. He did the artwork. So he did the artwork for this.
Okay, there we go.
And I guess maybe if that's him and you said artwork,
yeah,
Hayes 21's got to be him.
Yeah, it is him for sure then.
Rad. So he's on there as well. And that song, they rein it in. It's evil, it's subtle, it's creepy. And other unexpected things about this band. Who are the members? It's a duo for one. Clinton Jacob on guitar and vocals and Danny Scene on drums.
Do you think Buzz and Dale, they're like, oh, we groomed Cody and Jared from Big Business. We need two more young.
Maybe if these guys suddenly join the Melvins, maybe. But
I wouldn't be.
it says Kevin actually plays bass on the whole thing, which is fucking crazy. Yeah. So I guess that's Kevin on the whole album. Mm-hmm. But anyways, it's a duo. They're normally a duo. They tour as a duo, and while there is a lot of bass on here, there are plenty of moments where it's just guitar and drums, and it's big and powerful, and I don't know how they fucking did it. It doesn't feel like a two-piece. Every two-piece I've ever heard, no matter how many crazy pedals you throw on, no matter how big your rig is, it always feels like a two-piece. Except these psychopaths who somehow, and my favorite thing, I don't know why their Bandcamp is so hard to fucking find, but on it, they write, all songs are written, recorded, and produced by Clinton Jacob of Mr. Flies in Chicago at his stupid house. No good gear was used.
I believe it.
These dudes are rad. And I think on their Instagram, they're very active, very funny guys. And I mean, for one, second best song title of the year, I took a selfie at the protest, so now I'm a good person. I mean, it's up there with a Grimace smoking weed JPEG or whatever the fuck it was.
I still like Grimace smoking weed.
That's that one, especially because when you listen to the song, it sounds like it has nothing to do with it. I like that. That one's still top, but this one makes me laugh. And it's just super fun. It's chaotic, but hooks galore, dude. If all the fun, so I was about to say all the fun and craziness for me, doesn't fucking matter if the riffs don't back it up. And I don't want to throw any names into the bus, but there's a lot of albums I heard that people were talking about. And I'm like, oh, this is all the energy and attitude, but none of the writing. These songs kind of fucking stink.
Can't wait for you to tell me off.
I will tell you off air. So that is not a pass for me. I don't give a fuck how cool your energy is, how what your attitude is like, how good the image is. What are the songs like? These songs fucking hold up. They're rad, and it's a great goddamn album.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Your last pick.
Last pick, and maybe.
Oh, shit. Sorry. There we go.
Maybe on yours. Maybe we'll wrap it up right now. I don't know.
What you got?
This came out on Halloween this year. Podcast, favorite of mine. Was it last year or 2 times word? This is from Backxwash.
That's on my list. That's my last pick as well, and it was last year.
His happiness shall come first, and even though we are suffering.
We're back to some disturbing, morbid shit.
Backxwash is this like doing shit in hip hop and metal. I didn't know
it's more metal. It's more hip hop than metal for sure. But the vibe is unlike any other hip hop artist I ever heard.
Yeah. So also I didn't realize this is like part of a trilogy.
I didn't realize that until like yesterday.
Yeah.
I need help. I'm possessed. I need sex. I need sex. I should gather all my demons. I feel blessed.
Always. There's not enough anger in hip hop, and she just comes
guns blazing
every time.
Not quite the screaming level as Soul Glow, but close.
I felt like the last album there was a lot of screaming, and this one's kind of, I don't want to say reining it in.
It's more atmospheric, that's for sure.
That's a good way to put it.
Perfect performance. Out of the skull like lecturing call, and it's like leather jaw.
There's no way we're gonna get to it, but where this song ends up is fucking so good.
Yeah.
Love those samples, man.
Yeah, I don't know if she does her own sampling or she works with producers, but
she's ran into some problems with sampling in the past.
Oh yeah, that's why a lot of her stuff's on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And I give her money so I can listen to those.
Great use of that sample though.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Like, it's kind of a cliche.
It is, absolutely, but it doesn't feel like it.
Not here, no.
Fits right in. Okay, and right there, you get a little taste. Drums are a little bit different.
Yeah.
As the song goes on, more layers keep manifesting, and until at the end it's just super melodic and fucking pretty and satisfying, and this giant culmination. This album is upsetting. It's a little upsetting.
Yeah, so I guess each one, the first in this trilogy is like current.
A different part of her life, right?
Yeah. Second one was adolescent, or
teenage adolescent.
And then this is more like that inherited trauma you get as a young child. Maybe even before she was born, kind of stuff. Yeah,
there's a lot. And I mean the religious themes here are on a lingua scale where they are all over. Like every track there is samples of like preacher men and
which was also very similar to last year. There's Alee Here Buried.
I feel like this one even has more. I mean, in terms of it, especially with like on a music side of it.
Yeah,
the music here feels way more like creepy church.
First listen, I had that reaction of Black Midi where I was like, "Is this more of the same?" And the more I listened to it, the more I figured out like how it does carve out its own place. In her discography.
So the only thing about this is that most of the songs are basically the same type of thing.
It's like the same tempo,
the same feel, the same bitterness and evil, but they just feel good. They're so brutal.
It's like it's unique and like there's I don't know. It's just like no one in hip hop or heavy music's really has like the story Backxwash has, but it wouldn't mean anything if the music didn't also like bring it up. Like track 5, Zigolo.
Yeah, Zigolo, something like that.
It's still a heavy song, but there's like animal nature samples throughout it, and it just fucking works somehow. Also, shout out to Pupil Slicer for having one of the coolest names ever.
It's not bad. That's on Nyama.
And that one that's when the guitars come in.
Oh yeah,
like,
that one. That's a disturbed ass song.
Yeah, that's
super harsh.
Fucking metal parts.
Very.
Mulogo.
Which one? Malungu.
Malungu. That's like a blending of worlds where it's still heavy, but now there's these high pitch like chipmunk vocal samples.
There's a lot of video game sounds on there.
Yeah, but it still works.
Still very bitter. It's a tad less brutal than the rest, but still quite bitter.
Yeah, and then I feel like
oh fuck!
I'm not even gonna try. Track 8.
Nifwiti. NFWITI.
The African tribal sample to it. It intros and it stays in the background, and
I really do love that one. That might be my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, that song and the closer are examples where like I don't think she would have done that on the last.
Well, the closer is like the fucking sore thumb on the whole album.
The closer is funny how it's like a wild choice for Backxwash, but
especially this album.
Yeah, I don't know. It still works.
No, it's a good song.
Yeah.
It's first of all, it's the only one that sounds different. However that means it's sample. I don't know who it's sampling.
But yeah, in terms of hip hop, it's just like a soul song.
Yeah,
like
it almost feels Baroque pop, but I think it's soul. So.
Yeah, it's very much like if Ghostface Killer did that, you'd be like, oh yeah, Ghostface has done that before. But in Backxwash's world, it's like new and different.
It's so funny you said that because the whole time I'm like, she sounds just like Ghostface. Her voice sounds just like Ghostface.
No, Ghostface doesn't yell.
If he yelled though, I mean like the same like exact register, the same thing.
Okay.
It's like if he was madder or he had more energy and less fat, he'd probably sound.
If he didn't have diabetes.
Yeah, if he didn't have diabetes. But yeah, it's still a nice song. It's the only non-brutal, non-depressing song on the whole thing, but
so yeah, more young blood
for sure. This is an album that you really, it's hard to describe. It's just really painful and a lot of cool sounds, but really, really heavy. There's even, dare I say, some sounds that sound like they could even be on Danzig's 5th album.
There you go, but better than that album.
Oh, of course, much better.
Yeah.
That's not. Check out that episode. Not a great album.
This is another act I'm itching to see live.
Man, that's probably wild.
Yeah. So.
Oh man, yeah. There's some interesting people doing some actually. I don't know. I don't want to say new stuff, but just a different take on stuff that we've heard. That really feels invigorating.
Because I'm just like, have I heard it all? And then I hear a Backxwash. I hear the Comet is coming. I hear Black Midi, and I'm just like, I have it.
Have not. Yeah, it's impressive and it's exciting. God damn. And that is how we do a full ass 2-hour long year-end episode like we always do.
These so much. I want more people to listen to these. Please show all your music friends. Like,
if you care about new music, yes, if you care about new music, I mean, everyone heard that. The only thing that really pisses me off about mainstream music really is that the most of what you hear is just the same old songs, not the same top 40 shit that's hot right now. I mean, the same fucking AC/DC songs. Like, yeah, they're fine, but you're playing the same songs from 50 years ago. That's what pisses me off more. Because we have all this shit that came out this year. That's so wild and so interesting.
This is when we formed like Voltron. So dope.
Oh,
I love it.
tackled every corner of the map. God damn it,
dude. Yeah, well, we probably missed a few things. Leave your top 10 in the comments,
Hell
please,
yes,
because
please.
I know I couldn't. We're two people.
There's no way. There's so much that I missed. I listened to a lot. I listened to a fucking lot, but there's only so much. Shit. But Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you all are eating well and you're cleaning yourselves, and it's been a nice full year. So many things have happened for the pod. We took on Tom aboard. We changed our set a million fucking times, but we've settled on this one for a while.
Started reviewing albums.
Started covering short albums, current albums. But thank you so much for listening and hanging out. If you like us, hang out, subscribe, talk shit in the comments. Like you said, leave your picks for your what's your album of the year. All right, what is it? Tell me all the reasons why it is Ants from Up There by Black Country New Road, and I will hear nothing else. Thank you. Goodbye. I guess it's a playlist.
Which I've started working on, but I'm gonna fine tune. I don't like to put these in chronological order. I like to create a solid front to back listening experience.
I will not be doing that, but
no, Mike's going to add his picks and I'm going to work them in there. I'm going to make this Frankenstein pod because that's also one of my favorite things to do. So
in that case, my picks will be in there and it's going to be a rad ass playlist. God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow me on all social media at Panda Monkey and follow Alex on Instagram at
Every Album Alex.
And please, for the love of God, don't just check out his album, which was on my list, but also follow him in all the places. Our history guy, Tom Osman, who is a fantastic songwriter and regular writer, and also really good at digging up a bunch of dirt for us. Tom Osman Sounds on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as his Substack, tomosman.substack.com. And so much for all days of work. There's a link to it in the description because there is every episode because he's part of the team. And it's a fucking good album. Just check it out. Check out my EP too, though. I didn't put it on my list because I'm not a psychopath, but it's very cool too. Check that out. Thank you, Panda Monkey. And last but not at all the least, patreon.com/everyalbumever. That's where we eat. It's where we survive. It's where you go if you want us to keep eating and surviving. Bonus episodes, you get to see our schedules in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we're covering next. When's that episode coming? That poll episode? Is it
soon? It's soon.
In a couple of weeks, in like 2 weeks or so, it'll be coming out, and it is a big one, another big one. You could join our Discord and be a part of a little community, as well as suggest our EAA singles episodes where we covered both Ants from Up There and Diner Coffee. Both made my list and both have full episodes. So it's doing some good. I'm retaining something from these episodes.
I felt a little less hectic making the list this year.
For sure.
I had a few under my belt.
100%. 100%. And of course, if you're tier 2 on the Patreon, that means you can suggest a full discography for us to cover. Those take longer to do, so we require more money, please. Those take a while to do. But they're fun, and we have a big backlog, and we're still tackling all the ones that have pledged already, and they're coming. All the episodes are coming. Do not worry. But go there if you want to do that. Thank you. Okay, we are at the end of another goddamn year. I have a suggestion for a final song because last year
we compromised.
on a song that was not on either of our best albums.
I was going to suggest doing the same this year.
I'm gonna say mine, and you'll say yours, and we'll haggle.
Okay.
So last year we did a Beachland Ballroom. Which was like, it felt right. This year for me, what feels right is 27 Questions.
You know what? I wasn't going to say that, but I'm for it.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say Helms, Alee.
Oh, all right.
But I think 27 Questions, there's a finality
to it.
Yes,
I think so, and I think the people
that's the right call.
I'm glad you agree. All right, let's do that then. Oh shit, where's the chord? Oh god damn it! I forgot we're doing this. So here it is: 27 Questions from Hellfire by Black Midi. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Happy New Year.
See ya.